Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to all of you, depend wherever you are around the world, and welcome back again to Gear English channel. And in this video, I would like to share some topics related to teaching English, right? So, you know, in teaching English, there are some topics tend to have lasting appeal due to their widespread interest and relevance. So here we need to keep in mind that the topics were trending in English teaching context up to now probably can be considered such as technology and social media. you know um, Technology and social media um, discuss the impact of technology on daily life, and also sometimes social media's pros and cons, or the influence of smartphones on communication. So I think this this topic is quite popular to be discussed in teaching English especially. And another topics that is always discussed this time is about environmental issues. So here, what does it mean, uh, environmental issues? This kind of topic like climate change, um, and also sustainability, recycling, and also conservations. They are always um, interest to the students or to learners who are concerned about the planet for the future. So I think this also quite popular to be discussed. And another topic that is always discussed in English teaching is about the culture and entertainment. So the topics such as music, movies, TV shows, and also celebrities are topics that can engage the learners and to improve their listening and also comprehension skills, right? And other topic that always comes out to the textbook that I have ever read from other publishers, it's about travel and cultural diversity. And I think this also still popular this time because we need to explore different cultures, and also need to explore different traditions, different landmarks, and of course it's about travel experiences that help the students to learn new vocabularies and also enhance their understanding of the world, right? And another particular topic that is always discussed is about health and wellness. This topic like healthy living, mental health, fitness, and also nutrition can appeal to learners seeking, because they want to improve their lifestyle while they are learning English. And I think about health and wellness are quite popular to be discussed as a topic in English teaching. And another topics that are also popular is education and learning methods. Sometimes we need to discuss different approaches to education, especially learning languages, or the challenge of studying in a foreign country that can be motivating for the students. So that's why education and learning methods, I think, still popular also to be discussed. And the other popular topic related to teaching English is about global news and current events. we here need to engage the situations with current event that can lead to meaningful discussions and help students develop their critical thinking skills. So we need to um, learn more global news and also current event that is happening around us. All right, and the other topic that is also still popular until this time is about virtual learning and online education. Here, um, with the rise of the online learning platforms such as Udemy, right, Duolingo, and also other, like here in Indonesia we have Ruang Guru, discussing the benefit and also drawbacks of virtual education is quite relevant and practical. All right, and the other topic that is also popular this time is fashion and trends. As we know, this topic can be really fun and also exciting for learners because it helps them to explore fashion related vocabulary, and also it helps them to express personal preferences. So that's why this kind of topic always been found in the textbook of English. And another things that is quite popular to be discussed is about success stories and inspirational people. I think like sharing stories of successful individuals and also their achievement, this can provide inspiration and foster a discussion about motivation and determination, right? And you need to remember, or we need to remember that you know um, sometimes crucial topics to stay up to date with the latest trends that need to be kept your English lessons fresh and engaging for the students to learn. And then here you can use social platforms, news websites, and educational resources to track current trends in English language teaching, and especially the interesting topics that should be provided all the time. Okay, but here I prefer to discuss more about virtual learning and online education. We are in the era of technology, digital technology. So I think virtual learning and online education need to be discussed because it refers to the use of digital technologies and also the internet to deliver educational content, and also we use the internet to facilitate learning outside of traditional physical classrooms. And I do believe these approaches to education have become increasingly popular in the past few years, and especially with the advancement of technology and also the internet that has widespread it all around us. And also the internet has been around us, especially for the availability. And here for the virtual learning, this is really encompassing various methods and also technologies that enable students to access educational materials and also interact with instructors remotely. And here it often involves the use of virtual classrooms. In this situation, through virtual learning, we sometimes use also video conferencing tools. We sometimes do online collaboration platforms and like multimedia resources. Yeah. So that's why virtual learning can take place in real time or um, on-demand formats, right? And that is about virtual learning. And then what about the online education? Yeah, here online education is a broader term this time that it includes all forms of learning conducted over the internet, right? So here the online education includes virtual learning, but it can also involve self-paced courses, so uh, like online tutorials, interactive learning modules, educational websites, and also massive open online courses for this time. And there are so many out there. So that's why online education platforms are designed to offer flexibility in terms of time, location, and also pace of learning, right? And here about the features of virtual learning and also the features of on online educations. There are some important things need to be understood here. The first is about, I do really encourage the students to have flexibility. Here the students or the learners can access educational materials at their convenience and also study their own pace. Yeah. So this flexibility is especially considered as a beneficial for individuals with busy schedules or those in remote locations, right? So and that is one of the feature of virtual learning and also online education. And the second is by virtual learning and online education, we have what we call accessibility. Here, accessibility here means about online education. It allows the students from diverse backgrounds to access quality of education without the constraints of geographical boundaries or physical disabilities. And then another features that need to be considered about online education and also virtual learning is about interactivity. Here virtual learning often involves interactive elements. For example, video lectures, quizzes, and then discussion forums, and also virtual simulations. Now here the purpose is to engage the students and also promote active learning, right? So that's why it's really important to have interactivity for virtual learning and also online education. And then another one is personalization. Some online education platforms sometimes they use adaptive learning techniques to tailor the learning experience in order to each individual's strengths and also individual's weaknesses and also individuals' learning pace. They can learn more and use more adaptive learning techniques, right? So that's why personalization is here very good features about online and also virtual learning. Okay, and the next one is for online learning and also for virtual learning. Here also we need to consider about cost effectiveness. By online courses, it can be more affordable than traditional in-person education because in the situation as the students here are able to eliminate the need for physical infrastructure and also reduce commuting expenses. Yeah, so that's why the cost is more effective for virtual learning and also for online educations. And by joining online education and also virtual learning, we can reach the globe. It could be a global reach for us, because online education platforms have the potential to connect learners and also to connect all educators from all over the world, and they are fostering cross-cultural understanding and also collaborations, right? So that's why one of the feature of virtual learning and online education is about global reach, right? So it's easily to spread all over the world or universally. And the next one is, the next feature is continuous learning. By taking virtual learning and online education, that we can continuously learn. Many online courses offer lifetime access, to the course materials, to allow the learners to revisit the content even after completing the course. So this, I think, one of the benefits for the individuals or for the students, for the learners, to continuous learning through virtual learning and also online educations, right? And here it's also important to know that online education also presents some challenges, right? Such as the need for self-discipline and also motivations. Here also can be considered the potential technological issues and also the absence of face-to-face interactions with instructor and peers. So as technology continues to advance, we need to play virtual learning and also online education in an increasingly significant role in the future of education, right? So I do believe this change also step by step will make the learners or the students or all the people who are involved in virtual and online education will get more comfortable to study seriously and also joyfully, right? And also here I would like to share about the varieties in learning. Varieties in learning is actually referred to the different approaches, right? Or different styles and also different methods that individual use to get or to acquire the knowledge or to acquire the skills and also to acquire the understanding. And here people have unique preferences and also learning styles. They recognize some of the variations that can help the educators design more effective teaching strategies to accommodate diverse learners. Okay, and here's some of the key varieties in learning. The first is about visual learners. Visual learners here means revert to the process of information through image. We need to show the image and also process the information through charts, through graphs, and also through other visual aids, right? And here the learners can understand and all the students can understand and remember the concept better than presented in a visual format, right? And the other diverse or the other varieties in learning something is about auditory learners. Here auditory learners learn best through hearing and also through listening. They usually retain information more effectively when it is presented through lectures and also through discussions or audio recording, right? And another key varieties in learning is about kinesthetic learners. I do believe you have ever heard what it means, kinesthetic learners. Here, uh, it's about the learners who learn by doing and also prefer hands-on activities by him or by herself, right? Here, usually the learners or the students who understand the concept better when they can engage in physical activities, and also they engage in experiments and also in role playing. And I think kinesthetic learners also is one of the um, best varieties in learning. And the next one is about reading writing learners. In these varieties of learning, the learners have a preference for processing information through written language. Usually they excel when provided with the textbooks. They excel when written in the instructions, and also when they have the opportunity to take notes. This is the varieties of learning. And the next one is about social learners. Here, I think the students or social learners thrive in a group settings and also prefer learning through interaction with others. I think these social learners have also some benefits, especially for the discussion when they are doing the group projects and also cooperative learning activities with others, right? So that's why these social learners, I think, is one of the best varieties for learning, right? And the next one is solitary learners. Now, what does it mean, solitary learners? Here, I do believe that solitary learners prefer to the study and process information independently. They usually excel in self-paced learning environment, and also they have benefits from quiet study spaces. So that's why solitary learners always prefer to study and also to process information independently, or they process the information by themselves. And the next one is about experiential learners. Now here, what I mean here, it through experiential learners, they usually learn through direct experience and also reflections, and that's why it is called experiential learners. And usually the students or the individuals prefer learning through the real life situations. For example, they are doing like field trips and then hands-on and experiments directly, and that's why it is called experiential learners. And the next one is about reflective learners. Now here, I do believe you have ever heard what is called reflective learners. Here, usually the individuals or the students prefer to think deeply about new information, right? So they think about new information and also the new concept, and most of the students here have also beneficials. They benefit from the opportunities to ponder and also to analyze the material before actively applying it to the students or to other people. And then the next one is about sequential learners. I think this probably seldom be heard. Sequential learners here always prefer to learn in a step-by-step manner. They usually follow the logical progression and also they excel in the subject where concepts are built upon one another. So I think sequential learners here is very important variety in learning. And the next one is about global learners. Here, I do believe you have ever heard what does it mean global learners, right? So global learners usually have a big picture orientation, and also they prefer to understand the overall context before diving into details, right? So that's why they are considered as a global learner. So usually these learners benefit from understanding the broader concept before delving into specific one, right? And here we need to take the note that most individuals or most students or most learners exhibit a combination of these learning styles or these learning strategies to varying degrees, rather than adhering to a single style exclusively, right? So that's why effective educators should recognize these varieties in learning and employ diverse teaching strategies where the purpose is to cater to the needs of all students, or to create a more inclusive and engaging learning environment, right? And that is about the varieties in learning. And there are also some factors that affect learning, based on my experience for 16 years in teaching. Learning is a complex process influenced by variety of factors. It can impact students' ability or individual abilities to acquire the new knowledge and also to acquire the skills. So here I also would like to share these some factors that can be categorized into two. It's internal and also external factors, right? So let me start by internal factors. Here, one of the factors that affect learning is about motivation. I do believe all of the students who study at school or who study at the tuition center, they are motivated. They have motivations. But here it depends on the level of motivation and also the level of interest in the subject matter that can significantly affect person's willingness to learn and to engage with the materials. So that's why from the internal factors we need to have a very good motivation. We need to motivate also others, right? So they are going to have a good effect in learning. And the next one is about prior knowledge. From the internal factors, also prior knowledge, I think is the most one of the most important things, because by existing knowledge and also experiences, usually it shapes how new information is processed and how new information is understood. So that's why here we need to build upon prior knowledge that can enhance the learning process, right? And another internal factors that need to be understood is about cognitive abilities. Now here, what do I mean by cognitive abilities? Everybody or every individual usually differences in cognitive abilities. For example, memory, attention, and also the abilities of problem solving, the ability on critical thinking, and all these can impact how effectively someone learns and also how effectively someone retains information, right? And the next one is about learning style. From the internal factors, other thing that need to be considered is about learning styles. Here, as I have mentioned earlier, people have different learning styles, such as visual, auditory, kinesthetic, reading, writing, um, and this influence how the students prefer to receive and to process the information, right? And the next one is about self-efficacy. Here, uh, I do believe in one's ability, um, because usually if you want to succeed in learning, or if you want to have good ability to success um, in learning task plays, that could be a crucial role in the learning process. And here, higher self-efficacy is associated with an increased effort and persistence, right? So that's why it is called self-efficacy. Here, belief in one's ability. Okay, so if you believe in your ability, it means you have self-efficacy. And the next category, or the next factors from the internal one, is about emotions and attitudes. Now here, we need to emphasize the emotions, such as anxiety, fear of failure, and then enthusiasm, and all this can influence learning outcomes. And that's why we always encourage our students to have positive attitude toward learning, because by having it, they can enhance motivation, and also they can enhance engagement, right? And those are the internal factors. But here we also have external factors, especially from the external, about teaching quality. Yeah, here the competence and the effectiveness of teacher or instructor or tutor can amazingly impact how well students grasp and retain information, right? So that's why we need to have competence and also uh, effectiveness in teaching, right? And the next one is about learning environment. So here, another external factors is learning environment. Here, the physical and also emotional environment where, or in which learning takes place, that can affect students' comfort, and also it can affect students' focus and, yeah, overall learning experience, that can be affected to the students. And the next one is about curriculum and resources. Uh, as we know now, in digital era, the design of the curriculum and also the availability of appropriate learning resources can influence the effectiveness of learning materials, right? And other external factors is about support systems. Yeah, here the support from families, the support from friends, the support from peers, and also the support from educational institutions. Here can play a significant role in encouraging and also sustaining a positive learning experience toward the students, right? And another external factors, such as technology and tools. Now the access to the modern educational technology and also learning tools can enhance engagement, and also can enhance interactions with the learning materials, right? And another external factor is socio-economic factors. I do believe you have ever heard these words before about socio-economic factors. Here, the socio-economic status can impact access to resources anyway, and also can access the opportunities and access the support systems by influencing the overall learning experience, of course, right? And then the next one is about cultural background. And I do believe cultural norms and also the cultural values can shape the attitude towards education and also impact learning approaches and also preferences. So that's why cultural background also need to be preserved, right? And the next one is about from the external factor is about language proficiency. What do I mean here is language barriers can hinder the learning, especially for individuals learning in a non-native language, and that's why language proficiency is also very important. External factors need to be considered. And the next one is about health and well-being. If physical and mental health good, and I do believe it can affect a person's ability to focus. It can also affect a person's ability to concentrate and also to engage the learning process. So that's why you need to maintain health and also well-being, right? But remember, recognizing and addressing these factors, whether internal factors or external factors, you need to know that can help educators and learners create a more conducive and effective learning environment. And I do believe by improving learning outcomes for individuals of all backgrounds and abilities, they can consider all these two factors, whether from internal or from external factors, right? And another thing that related to excellent language learning, of course, it's also influenced by excellent language teachers, right? So, excellent language teachers, of course, possess a combination of skills. They also possess the qualities and also possess teaching strategies that enable the teachers to effectively facilitate language learning and also enable them to create a positive and engaging learning environment. So here we need to also learn some key characteristic about excellent language teachers, right? So first characteristic need to be owned or need to be possessed by an excellent language teacher is proficiency in language. So here, excellent language teachers are highly proficient in the language they teach. They have a deep understanding of grammar, they have a deep understanding of vocabulary, and also they have deep ability to pronounce, or they have an ability, deep understanding and deep ability of pronunciation, and also cultural nuances, right? And then another things about excellent teachers are patient for teaching. Here the teachers need to be patient. They need to have a genuine passion for teaching, and also they need to have a strong desire to help their beloved students to succeed in language learning, of course, right? And beside that, an excellent teacher also need to have like effective communications. Excellent language teachers are skilled communicators. Um, they can convey complex language concepts in a clear and understandable manner. And that's why you you are, as educators or excellent teachers, train yourself to have effective communications, right? And another characteristic that possessed by excellent language teachers is about patience and empathy. So here, the teachers need to be patient, yeah, with their students' learning process, of course, and also here the teachers need to show empathy toward their struggles and also challenges, right? And the next one is about adaptability. What do I mean here by adaptability? It's about the teachers who can adapt their teaching methods, and also they adapt their teaching strategies to meet the diverse needs and also diverse learning styles of the students in a classroom. Okay, and another one is about creativity. Now, what do I mean here is about creativity, especially for the excellent language teachers. They need to incorporate and need to be creative and engaging activities into their lessons, because they want to make learning more enjoyable and also more memorable, right? That's why we need to have also creativity. And the next one is about cultural awareness. Now here, what I mean by cultural awareness, here the teachers are sensitive to cultural differences and also integrate cultural aspect into the language teaching, because here they need to provide a more comprehensive learning experience. So as excellent language teachers, they need to have cultural awareness. Okay, and the next one is about teachers need to have also encouraging and also supportive, right? And I think the excellent teachers here need to provide positive reinforcement and also encouragement, fostering supportive learning environment, because the students feel in the situation feel more comfortable on making, even they are making mistakes, and also they feel more comfortable on taking risks. And the next one is as excellent language teachers need to have a clear objective and assessment. Yeah, here I would like to encourage the excellent language teachers to set a clear learning objectives whenever they are teaching in the classroom. They need to provide a regular assessment and also provide any assignment in order to track the students' progress and also students' abilities. And also in this situation, teachers or excellent language teachers are able to identify areas for improvement to the students, right? And the next one need to be owned or need to be possessed by excellent language teachers are continuous professional development. Here we need to upgrade ourselves as excellent language teachers. Need to be committed to their own professional growth. So that's why they need to stay up to date with the latest teaching methodologies and also the language trends, right? And the next one is about multilingual skills. Yeah, as language teachers or excellent language teachers, if it is possible, be multilingual can be advantageous, as it helps the teacher understand the challenges students face. Yeah, so here, when learning a new languages, alright, of course the excellent language teachers have, well, multilingual skills here. Okay, and excellent language teachers also need to have ability to use technology. Here, excellent language teachers leverage technology to enhance language learning. They can use interactive online resources and also language learning platforms, right? And the next one is about building cultural competence. So here, as excellent language teachers or language teachers, they need to help the students not only learn the language but also understand the cultural context in which it is used. Okay, and the next one is about engaging the classroom. And here, on engaging the classroom, management, especially teachers or excellent teachers, need to maintain a well managed and also orderly classroom. They need to ensure that all the students are actively engaged in the learning process, right? And excellent language teachers also need to have respect and inclusion. Here, the excellent language teachers need to respect and also value the diverse backgrounds and experiences of their students. And here the purpose is, in order the excellent language teachers can create an inclusive learning environment among the students, right? So guys, these are considered as the qualities and also the capabilities, effective teaching strategies, and also excellent language teachers here can inspire their students to become more confident and to become more proficient language learners, right? Okay, everyone, and I hope what I have discussed here about English topics and also the factors that influence English learning or language learning, and also the excellent teachers, you can learn some new things from this video, right? And those of you who are interested to have an online learning, I would be glad to help you. You may contact my WhatsApp number at the description if you want to have interactive online learning with me. Okay, if you want to improve your English speaking, English reading and writing, English listening, and I would be helpful and joyful to help you. All right, and please contact me through my WhatsApp in the description. Okay, I do believe you are learning something from this video, and I encourage you not only keep the knowledge with yourself, but please share it to others. And also do not forget to comment if you have any suggestions, advice in this video. I will be happy to listen from you. So please comment, and also please share and like, and of course please subscribe, and do not forget to turn on the bell, okay, so you can get notification for the next video I would like to provide to all of you, right? Okay, everyone, thank you for listening and watching, and bye bye for now.